Hello friends, welcome in the world of Maths by Amiya. In this learning concept video, we try to solve few questions and try to revise the concept which we have learned in the previous concept videos. Question is, Tom and Jerry starts moving towards two opposite ends of a road at the same time. Tom starts from cat end and Jerry from rat end. They go to opposite ends and turn back and continue their motion until they interact for 100 times during this journey without any time loss. If they meet first time at point P, which is 60 meter from rat end, and their fifth meeting is at point Q, which is 20 meter from rat end. In first, second, third, fourth and fifth meeting, their direction were opposite, and if none of these meeting happens at any one of the endpoints, then find distance between rat end and cat end. I hope the question is clear to you. The concept which I am going to use in this question is nothing but the number of interactions when they interact at the opposite end or they interact in between the path. I hope you have remembered the concept which is learned in the concept video which is showing in the satellite. If you have not watched this video, I would strongly recommend you to first watch that video. The link is in the description of this video. Okay, now start the question. We have a path with two ends. Say one is cat end, one is rat end. From cat ends, Tom starts. From rat ends, Jerry starts. Let's assume this complete journey in the eye of Jerry, because the distance given is 60 meter from the rat end and fifth meeting is 20 meter from the rat end. And at rat end, Jerry is starting. So first meeting happens at point P, which is nothing but 60 meter from rat end. The most important thing is first meeting, second meeting, third meeting, fourth meeting and fifth meeting happens when the directions were opposite. Directions were opposite means it's the perfect case of meeting. And none of the meeting happens at the end point. It means in the every round of every person, there is a one meeting. Because the concept video says, if meeting happens at the end point, then in the next round there is no meeting. But here we know none of the meeting happens at the end point. So every round of the Tom or Jerry, there is a meeting. And this is a perfect meeting condition. What is the meaning of perfect meeting condition? Means there is no overtake because direction is opposite. So we know if first meeting happens at the point D, then for the second meeting, they traces the 2D distance. This is the concept. The first concept is none of the meeting happens at the end points, means every round there is one meeting and all meetings are the perfect meetings, means directions are opposite. So in the first meeting, if they traverse distance D, if the total distance is D by the both, then in the next round, that is the distance is 2D. In the next round, again 2D and 2D. This is the distance traversed by both the parties. So we can convert this distance in the time. If in the first meeting they take T seconds, then for the second meetings they have taken 2T seconds. And the next 2T again, if there is perfect meetings. So I would like to add one thing. If in the first meeting Jerry covers 60 meter distance, then in the second meeting, the total distance covered by the Jerry is nothing but 120 meter. If time is T, assume in the first meeting Jerry takes T time, then in second meeting it would have taken 2T time. So distance is nothing but a double. We are going for the fifth meeting. So in the first meeting 60, in the second meeting 120. 120 is the distance between first meeting and the second meeting. In the third meeting again 120. Fourth meeting 120. Fifth meeting 120. Or we can say this is nothing but total is 540 meter. Total distance traveled by the Jerry is 540 meter. There is again a formula. If there is a perfect meeting and we are looking for the fifth meeting, then the total distance or the total time is nothing but 2 into 5 minus 1 into required value. Here we are working on a distance. This is nothing but 60. So this is 540 meter. So Jerry covers total 540 meters in the 5 meetings. And we know this is the perfect meeting conditions, direction opposite. No meeting happens at the end point. So we can say Jerry covers exactly 4 rounds and in the 5th round they meet for the 5th times. In the first round of Jerry, there is a first meeting. In the second round of Jerry, say there is another meeting. In the third round of Jerry, say there's another meeting. In the fourth round of Jerry, say another meeting. And in the fifth round of Jerry, say another meeting. So, if we want 5 meetings, it means Jerry completes 4 of its round completely. And we know the last or the 5th meeting happens 20 meter from the rat end. So, this distance is 20 meter. Assume the distance between rat end and cat end is D. So Jerry covers D, then again D, then again D, then again D is nothing but the 4D plus 5th round extra 20 meter. And this is equal to total distance traveled by the Jerry. That is 540 plus 4D plus 20. By this we can say it is nothing but 520 by 4, which is nothing but 130 meter. So the distance between cat end and rat end is 130 meters. I hope it is clear. For the better understanding, let's solve another question. Now read the last question of this concept video and solve the question. Now my suggestion is again the same. Pause the video, read the question and solve the question. I hope you have solved the question. The question is almost the same. Alpesh and Parmesh live at opposite end of a straight road. One day they both start out simultaneously at 6 p.m. from their respective house for an evening walk. Each of them walks to the other person's house and back 10 times. Alpesh notices that their first meeting occurs 170 meter. Here the important point is 170 meter from his house, and their third meeting is 50 meter from his house. Means we need to work on Alpesh's side, and also that in each of the first three meetings they have been walking in opposite direction. So this is the case of perfect meeting. Please add one more point. There is no meeting occurs on the opposite ends in the first, second and third meetings. Okay, now solve the question. The question is, how far apart are their houses? Again, the one case is make diagram Alpesh and Parmesh. The first meeting of Alpesh in the first round, so the point is P. Second meeting of Alpesh in the second round, and third meeting happens in the third round. Take the distance between these two houses is D. So the distance traveled is nothing but the D, and the third round this distance is 50 meters. So this is nothing but the 50. So the by diagram this is nothing but 2D plus 50. And we know the first meeting Alpesh travels 170 meter, and we need to work on the third meeting. So it is nothing but 170, 340, 340, total is nothing but 850. Or in the third meeting, 3 into 2 minus 1 into first meeting time or distance is nothing but 850. So by the diagram it is 2D plus 50. By the formula it is 850. Both are equal. So our distance becomes nothing but 400, and this is our required answer. So whenever we have these sort of questions, when we have perfect meeting, distance or timing, we solve this question like this. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Even if you have any doubt, feel free to ping me. Thank you and happy learning.